Topping today's news, a young man shot to death while walking on First Street, Coconut Grove last night. Yet another attempted suicide here in the capital. The new labor minister encouraging those seeking jobs not to give up. And the Bahamas celebrates World Tourism Day with the rest of the globe. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Jcn Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News, and it is a pleasure to have you join us. On the heels of a homicide in Pinewood Gardens on Monday night, a 21-year-old male of First Street, Coconut Grove was shot and killed late Tuesday night. His body was discovered riddled with bullets at the rear of a business establishment on First Street. Around 10:45 p.m., based on information received, an anonymous call to the police reported that a number of shots were being discharged on First Street. Responding officers made checks of the area and discovered the victim. Police were informed that the victim was walking in the area of First Street and Ponciana Avenue when he was approached by a male who produced a firearm and shot him and then fled the area in an unknown direction, making good his escape. EMS responded to the scene and confirmed that there were no signs of life. This killing comes just a day after 44-year-old Edward Butler was gunned down outside his home on Acacia Avenue in Pinewood Gardens. Investigations into both homicides continue. If you have any information that can help the police with their investigations, you are asked to contact 919-911 or Crime Stoppers anonymously at 328-TIPS. That's 328-8477. Police are also investigating another alleged suicide attempt, this time here in the capital. Shortly after 3 a.m. this morning, police received reports of a domestic complaint at a residence on Rugby Drive off Yamakura Hill Road. When the officers responded, they encountered a 25-year-old male who had barricaded himself in a room and inflicted 2 deep lacerations to his wrist with a broken glass in an attempt to take his own life. He was transported to the hospital via ambulance, where he is now listed in serious condition. Prior to this attempted suicide report, police on Abaco reported that a 33-year-old female, while at her home in Sandy Point, Abaco, ingested a quantity of prescription medication and alcohol in an attempt to take her life. This incident unfolded shortly after 11 p.m. on Monday, less than a week after a similar incident took place here in the capital, where a 24-year-old female of Pinewood Gardens, while at her home, ingested a quantity of prescription medication in an attempt to take her life as well. The woman on Abaco was taken to the local clinic, where she is listed in stable condition. Investigations into these incidents continue as well. The British Colonial Hilton, in collaboration with the Department of Labor, hosted the second day of its job fair at the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium today, as the hotel is seeking to hire 300 Bahamians for its reopening in December. Minister of Labor and the Public Service, Pia Glover-Roll, visited the job fair this morning to witness hundreds of applicants in the interview process.
Based on the reports yesterday, there was a large number of persons who came, they were interviewed, and today the work continues. Today is specifically focused on managerial employees that they're seeking to attract, and I must say that, of course, in partnership with the Department of Labor, this is a very well laid out, very organized event. The persons that are coming in, the candidates that are coming in, you can see that they're relaxed, there's a good flow, and of course they're all hopeful.
With thousands of Bahamians attending this job fair, including more than 1,300 in attendance on Tuesday, and the hotel only looking for 300 people, the minister advises residents seeking jobs not to give up.
All hope is not lost for persons. I spoke to a lady yesterday and she was concerned. She said, boy, there's only 300 jobs and there was so many people that showed up. But the good thing about it is this is a partnership with the Bahamas Department of Labor. So we're also getting information on those persons that are coming in and looking for employment. And we have a few job fairs that are coming up post British Colonial Hilton that we'll also be able to attract these candidates to. So very hopeful. Looking forward to the hotel's opening, and of course always important that we drive our unemployment numbers down, and this today is a testament that more persons will be employed at this great property.
Minister Glover-Roll announced plans for more job fairs in the very near future.
So there's going to be a labor on the blocks and a campus on the blocks that's coming up again before the end of the year. We're looking at October 31st and also November 18th. Of course, we'll make sure that we concretize those dates, and we'll put out our necessary advertisements. So follow our Department of Labor pages, which is Instagram and Facebook, if you are seeking employment. But also we have a job skill bank link that you can go onto our page, and if you are seeking employment, go ahead and fill out the job skill bank link. One of our public employment services employees will call you back, and we'll start to look at placement of persons even before a job fair is actually placed.
That was Minister of Labor and the Public Service, Pia Glover-Roll, speaking at the British Colonial Hilton Job Fair earlier today. Members of the Bahamas Public Service Union, the BPSU, were at the polls today casting their votes for the next executive team that will lead the union for the period 2023 to 2026. Incumbent President Kingsley Ferguson, former President John Pinder, and newcomer Alexander Burrows were the three candidates vying for the post of BPSU President. Mr. Ferguson has been BPSU President since 2017, but supporters of Mr. Burrows and Mr. Pinder says it is time for a change. However, Mr. Ferguson's supporters say otherwise. Vice presidential candidate for the workers' team led by Mr. Ferguson, Renee Sunshine Davis, says they are confident of the victory.
Oh, our campaign went excellent, ma'am. The trail and the response from our members was phenomenal. I mean, listen, this was off the chain. I mean, I don't want to say why some of these people are coming back and why these people who don't know nothing want to run. Yeah, so it's been great. The campaign trail has been great. And I feel that our team is going to be successful.
At the time, former Director of Labor and former BPSU President John Pinder was also confident in his ability to pull off the election victory. Treasurer candidate for the We Care team, Livingston Ferguson, says John Pinder, if elected, will take the BPSU to new heights.
Well, I feel confident. You know, our president to be is Mr. John Pinder. He has a wealth of knowledge. He is very experienced. And I know the same way he would have emerged victorious in the past, he will be victorious today. I have no doubt about it. There's time for a change. There's time for a different view, outlook as it relates to the union. And I think that the We Care team is the team for the season. This is a team that will definitely take the union and its members and the public service at large in a much better direction.
Alexander Burrows was also looking for the votes to go in his favor. Trustee candidate for Mr. Burrows' power team, Quincy Strawn, was confident that Pinder and Ferguson would be beaten today.
People organizing with effective results. That's what power means, okay? It makes no sense having results if it ain't effective. And we are out here this morning, and we're gonna put a good beating on Mr. Ferguson and John, okay? This morning, it's a union war, all-out union war. You see, we have the hammer. And this hammer is going to destroy John and Kingsley in a positive way and repair the union, what they destroyed, in a positive way.
The polling stations closed at 5 p.m. today across the country. We'll have official results for you in our next newscast. And finally, in this segment, it's World Tourism Day 2023, and in celebration of the day, the Ministry of Tourism, led by Director General of Tourism, Latia Duncombe, is carrying out an island-wide school tour, which kicked off on Tuesday and continues until tomorrow, Thursday. Today, Mrs. Duncombe visited St. Augustine's College, Doris Johnson, and C.V. Bethel Senior High. She educated the students about the endless possibilities in the tourism industry.
Today is World Tourism Day, and our Deputy Prime Minister is in Saudi Arabia celebrating with global leaders with the United Nations World Tourism Organization. So while he's there on the global front, our team and our industry is on the ground in the Bahamas, every island in the Bahamas, creating the awareness, sharing the opportunities within the tourism space. These students are our future leaders. Yesterday I met with primary school students. Today I'm meeting with senior students. Tomorrow I'm meeting with junior students. This is our Bahamas. This is our industry. And we have to preserve and protect it in a very sustainable way.
Mrs. Duncombe also shared some breaking and exciting news with the students about today's tourism record numbers. The government is pleased to announce that, similar to New Providence, most family islands are also experiencing historic monthly arrival rates, air arrival rates. World Tourism Day is being celebrated under the theme Tourism Green Investments. We'll take a break here. We'll be back after these commercials.